Welcome back to the session. We looked at a general introduction to what is raster, and we saw different kinds of raster data in GIS. We did a session on Know Your Data, where we looked at digital elevator model in a little bit depth as compared to data like climatic data, precipitation data, and temperature data. Um, just to let you again know that from digital elevated model, we can take out altitudes, we can take out slope and aspect, and these are the other things that we can take out. Following that one, we again did slightly more than just knowing our data. We looked at how to categorize a digital elevated model or any kind of raster data if it is at our hand. So we categorized specifically digital elevated model into agroecological zones of the country. So we had categorized into 6 agroecological zones, and we did that one. And before going on with the session, I would like to uh, just remind you that uh, the file format for the vector file is .shp. Like for example, the file format for Word file is .doc mostly. Like that, the file format for vector is .shp. SHP stands for shape file. The file format for raster files is .tif. Sometimes you may also come up with .tiff, but the meaning is, or the abbreviation stands for tagged image file format or tagged image file. So that's for .tif or .tiff. So all the raster data will be ending with this file format. So whatever file format that you're going to see in GIS are of 2 types. It will be either .shp or .tif. All right, now let us go with cartography, basic map finishing for next 15 to 20 minutes. And I'd like to deal with this is something that I was dealing with agriculture students, and for agriculture as well as animal science. If you're looking this one, this time I'm going to finish a map for a Bhutan map, having Bhutan map with agroecological zones, ecological zones. Either way, whatever map you're finishing, whether it's raster based or vector based, the map finishing with the cartography is basically same. So Bhutan map with agroecological zones will be the one that we are going to do now. Okay, right, let us do this now. All right, so we just left with this one in our previous session. Now how do I finish this one? So in our introductory to the software time, we said that on the view here, or towards the lower bottom side of, or lower left corner of the data frame, we have got 2 options. One is for data view and one is for layout view. The other one is not the view, but an option for refresh and pause. So for now, we are going to deal with data and layout view. Data view, like I was saying, specifically involves editing, viewing, analyzing, creating, manipulation. Everything happens in data view. And once you're done with the data view, once you're done with all the processes, you now jump to the layout view. So let us just click layout view like this. Now when we are looking at the layout view, the first and foremost thing that you are going to see is a new toolbar has appeared here. So this is by default a toolbar which is useful or handy when we are dealing with layout. So layout toolbar comes into existence specifically when we are clicking layout. If it is not there, you do not have to worry. Just go to toolbar options. From here, customize, and check for L layout. Yes, so the tool should come out left. But by default, if you're clicking layout, the layout toolbar should come out left. I'd like to remind, or I'd like to tell you the functions of tools of layout toolbar. So we have basically almost 90% of the tools in layout toolbar same. We have zoom in here, and on tools toolbar, which we were working on the data frame, we have zoom in, zoom out. Zoom out is here, pan is also here, pan is also there, full extend is here, full extend is also here, and basically few more things which are similar to the tools toolbar over here. And the difference is that now the tools which are in layout are specifically meant for the whole layout purpose. For example, if you are using this pen on the layout, it will take the whole map. And if you have to magnify, if you use this magnification or zoom in button, then we are basically magnifying or zooming in everything else together. I'll get back to zoom whole page again. So these are the basic introduction to tools of layout. However, we know that the tools toolbars tools are basically for the map mostly. So in this case, I'll just demonstrate with one example. Pan. The pan over here in layout toolbar was for the whole map, mostly the whole layout thing. However, the pan on the tools toolbar is not for the whole thing, but it's specifically for the map. And it's specific for the map because it was used in data frame. This was used in data frame. It could pan the map, it could drag the map here and there. When we are maximizing, it could maximize only the maps and all. But this is only the difference between tools in layout and tools in tools toolbar. Just know that it's very important for you to know that before we begin. All right. Principles of map designs. Um, First and foremost thing, first principle is always focus on your map. All the spaces should be uniformly occupied by map, not by any other thing. So in this case, what we are finding is that the layout, it is in portrait, and if you look closely to Bhutan's map, it could go better in landscape compared to portrait. So first and foremost thing, what we'll do is we'll try to fit the map in its best space. For that one, we'll try to change the orientation of the portrait. So let's go to layout toolbar, and let's go to change layout here. So layout, everything should be changed first and foremost from portrait to landscape. So here you have got my templates option. Do not choose that one. Go to architectural page size and go to landscape A, arc A, or arc B landscape. That's on you. I'll just choose anything. For example, let me just choose arc A directly. So I've chosen arc A here. So this is perfect because now it looks very uniformly spread, specifically the map, and looking at the space that map occupies. Little bit little more things to do here. Let me click onto the select bar, and let me click onto the frame. I do not need all the spaces of this frame, so inner boundary can be shifted slightly above because I just need to write for only for coordinates. I do not need that much space. Then I just shifts all the inner lines towards outer boundary. All right, this is first thing. Now when we are creating that one, we are still creating some more space for the map. For that one, we need to enlarge it. We need to click this tools of the tools toolbar. We'll just click once, enlarge it. Okay, perfect. This is perfect. And use the pen to slightly take it towards the middle, uh, in terms of upper and lower sides, in terms of uh, two sides again, left and right. So it should be perfectly middle, uh, corresponding to left and right sides, corresponding to upper and or like top or bottom. So almost this is a perfect place for our maps to lie. So this is the first thing. You need your map to occupy the space uniformly. The most of the space should be occupied by map, and rest of the elements should now come to wherever we have more space. All right, this is the principle. Next one is the elements, necessary elements that we need for map. First and foremost thing that we need for map is title. So to insert a title, go to menu bar, go to insert, and go to title. We need to insert a title. Just click on title and just keep a title. So I would like to give a very broad title. Firstly, Bhutan. Some people write map of Bhutan showing agroecological zones. That's not necessary because it doesn't make sense. Uh, Finishing a map is all about aesthetics, and you should be getting meanings indirectly. So I'll just write Bhutan here, and I just wrote Bhutan here now. Looks like Bhutan is quite small, so let the arc map respond. Meanwhile, it's getting hanged up. All right, so I'll just double click on Bhutan. You can also write Bhutan directly here as Bhutan, or you don't have to write because I've already written. Or if you feel that what it is there is basically the same thing like Bhutan, or this is just the link that I've written to my title. So same thing. And if I want the same font, if I want to change the angle and all, you can change from here. But I do not have for size and all. So to do that, I can also go to more properties or change symbol button over here. Go there, and here it's just like Microsoft Word. I need to change my font. I'll go to uh, Century Gothic. It's not necessary for you to change to Century Gothic because this is the font usually I prefer. So I'd like to make a little bit bigger in size and bold. I'll click OK and apply. All right, so Bhutan is here now. So first and foremost thing, all right, to readers, I would like to say that this map is for Bhutan, a broad idea. This map is for Bhutan. What is next now? Next, again, I would like to give a subtopic. What exactly this map is telling me now? This map is for Bhutan, but what exactly? So I'd like to again insert another title. We can have two titles. So another title came here. So by default, I've written Bhutan in my earlier thing. That's why it's giving me Bhutan again. So I'll just double click here. So this time I'm going to write acro. Now you can have dash or no dash. It's on you. Ecological zones. Then I'd like to change symbols. Same process. Century Gothic, and this time I would like to make to 36 the size, not 48, but just 36, slightly smaller than the actual broad topic. So that's it. I think it's a little bit large, so I'd like to again decrease the size to 28. Right, perfect. This is perfect. So this map says that it's a map of Bhutan, and it's basically trying to show agroecological zones. It looks like my font is a little bit bigger for subtitle. Perfectly. So this is agroecological zones. Now, first element is the title is must. Second element is the north arrow. So we'd like to reflect which is the north side of the country, which is the south side, which is the east and west. So to do that, insert, go to north arrow here, and we have got different north arrows left. So I would like to recommend you to have a simple north arrow, not very fancy. It's up to you, but my recommendation is to keep very simple one. So these very simple ones. I'd like to choose these ones, and not arrows here. And there's no hard and fast rule that you need to keep not arrow towards right or towards left or towards button or towards corners la. Because you need to look at the space that your map has la. Wherever the space is there, after you give most of the space to your actual map or all the space to your actual map, wherever the spaces are there, you should be occupying that for your elements. All the maps are not exactly square or rectangle, so do not worry, there should be some space left. So I'll just enlarge it, and again, enlarging is on you. There's no hard and fast rule. All right, so I'll just keep it here. Next element is I'd like to give scale bar here. So there are two things: scale bar and ratio you loop or a scale text. I would recommend you to keep only one, not two. Scale text or ratio is like 1 unit on map is equal to 50,000 meters on ground. And here you go. So that's ratio or scale text, and scale bar is basically giving you uh, the actual measurement on the ground. So I'll be using scale bar now, and we have got many things to many options here, even just a simple line and all. I'd like to choose this alternating scale bar and click it OK, and drag it towards lower side. Again, there's no hard and fast rule that it has to be towards lower side, but wherever the space is. So this is slightly uh, small, so I'll just enlarge it. And again, uh, look at the scale bar carefully. So this is in miles. In our country, we are not using mile system. We are not using FPS system, but we are using a KGS system mostly. So for that one, we need to convert that into kilometers. So for this one, I'd like to again click once, right click it, go to properties, and go to the scales in units, and go slightly down under the units on divisions, go to miles, and make it kilometers. Kilometers. Yes. All right. Click it OK. That's it. So basically, how to read this scale bar? It's saying that from here to here, it's 40 kilometer straight distance. Here to here. That's how you read. And do not keep your scale bar very large, larger than map. That's wrong. As far as possible, smaller than your map. So I'd like to keep around this much. All right. So basically it tries to see that from this part to this part, it's 100 kilometers. All right, that's second thing. But again, I would like to say that whenever you're inserting scale bar, you could also change directly to kilometers by directly going to the properties here, and the same dialog box comes here where you can directly change to kilometers here and click apply and OK, and directly you can have scale bars directly converted to kilometers. Next element which is very important is legends, and just legend is here. Go to insert, go to legends, and this time it's saying because we have got two files on table of contents here, two layers, one is Bhutan and one is Dam Bhutan. Which would I like to take for legend? I do not want to take Bhutan because we already know that it's Bhutan. I just want to keep Dam Bhutan legend. So I go next, just click next, 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 okay. But if you have lots of things to be in legend, then you need to again right click it and go to properties, and again change the number of columns that you need. For example, layout nalu, number of columns that you want, number of frames, that size and position that you need. Those kind of things can be changed, but for now I'll just do hard and fast rule, the by default rule. Now I bring it over here. When I bring it over here, uh, what we see is that we see lots of lots of things which we do not want la. So we can whatever names we give in table of contents will directly come over here la. So right now it's Dan Bhutan, that's why it's coming Dan Bhutan as the title. So what I can do is I can change the title in my table of contents and write it as agro, or like just zones, because agroecological zones are there already. So I'll just keep zones, and this value, because it's coming as value now, I can either delete everything else like this so that it doesn't appear here. So that's another trick for you. And I may not even need legends, so I can delete from here after double clicking and applying. Okay, so I do not have legends here. Now that's it with my map. I have legends ready. I have title, I have north arrow, and these ones already left. Um, the last important thing that we have to include is the coordinates or the grid. For this one, we need coordinates and grids on the inner boundary here. Just click once on the inner boundary, right click it, go to properties, and after going to property, just go to grids and go to new grid. And after going to new grid, just click next, and it's asking do you want label, tick, or graphical label. I'll just say I'll just need label. I do not need lines running within the map. I'll just say next, finish, and apply it. Okay, and great. My coordinates are here, but there are two problems here. Firstly, coordinates are very small in size. I need to increase the size. Secondly, if I increase the size, the coordinates on left and right, they're going to increase and they're going to go away, or they are just horizontal in structure. I need to make them into vertical so that it seems like the horizontal coordinates on top and bottom. So two things to do here. I'll just go back to properties now, and when I go to property, I need to again click this once, because this is the one that I need to modify, and go to property after grids, and here I need to increase the size to about 14 and apply, and I may have to change the label orientation now. Remember, the second thing was to change the orientation, because left and right they were looking like um, they, they were quite horizontal, so I need to make it vertical now. So left and right, I need to make it vertical so that it gets aligned or it's parallel to the line it's running. So just OK, apply, and OK. So two things happened here: increase in size of coordinates, and left and right are now vertical. So that's it with the mapping. And to export the end product of this one, just go to File, go to Export Map, and you can export this map to your desired folder. And you can write ecological zones. So that's it. Just save it in the form of JPG, and yeah, that's it. So at last, if you want to save this project, go to File, go to Save, and you can save this ArcMap to the folder that you're working with. Thank you so much. That's it for how to finish a map.